Mark Ulbrich, here, West Coast road producer for the Toyota Hybrid Mobile Tour. So as you see, look on this back side of the wall here, this is what Toyota is showing. The whole exhibit itself is more of a mobile museum, we like to call it, and these seed packets are your experience or passport through the exhibit. Each one of these is a unique ID code, and as individuals are going through the exhibits, what they will do is they will come over and they will scan their barcode there, and all the results can be found at toyota.com/highway, and you would enter in your unique barcode on that, and it would bring up your profile of your experience through the exhibit today. So as you go through, you can see this is really what Toyota likes to say is the state of our world and how we rely on certain resources, whether it be petroleum, oil, finite resources, natural gas, and coal, and how that actually has an effect primarily throughout the world, and really showing us how that affects certain things such as the climate, environmental impact, human health issues, respiratory issues. And we have these touchscreen plasmas, so as you're going through and you're scanning your barcode, you're earning miles. Each one of those miles equates to a different prize that we give at the end. For 50 miles, we give away a recycled pencil made of newspaper, denim blue jeans, or money. 350 miles, one of our partners, the Arbor Day Foundation, has pledged to plant a tree on your behalf, or you can plant a tree on someone else's behalf. For 650 miles, we're giving away regenerative flashlights. You just shake the flashlight, it's a magnet that's passed through a copper coil, and you don't need batteries. So I'm going to go ahead and start the experience here. So what this is throughout the tour exhibit inside here, they're going to ask you a couple questions at some of these modules. This particular one is saying, what are some of the best solutions to repair our current energy predicament? And it's not really any wrong or right answer, but it's really your own personal belief. So if you feel that increasing the number of ethanol fueling stations is a good idea, or maybe driving more efficient vehicles, or building vehicles from recyclable material, I like this one, increasing tax incentives for alternative fuel vehicles, besides the other three that I just picked. Promoting research and development for hydrogen fuel cell technologies. So now it just takes my 5 selections and it says, all right, based on those 5 selections, alternative fuel technology is kind of how I lean towards, as opposed to conservation and efficiency. For people that have gone through this exhibit and interacted, off of 2,959, a little bit lower than everybody else on conservation, a little bit higher on alternative fuels. You can see down in Brazil how they actually maximize the use of alternative fuels through sugarcane and how they use that renewable resource in E85. In 2007, Toyota is going to be launching a vehicle that will be running up to 100% ethanol. As you're looking through, a lot of the panels that you'll see are made of recycled material. Besides, the Arbor Day Foundation, which I mentioned, is going to be donating trees, which you have the opportunity to plant. Besides that, they've pledged up to 50,000 trees for Toyota, which they're going to go ahead and plant throughout our 18.5-month tour. We also talked about the American Heart and Lung Association, which provided a lot of our resources for tailpipe emissions and how that relates to our respiratory system and the environmental impact. We have some eco tips over here on this wall, just some little fast facts on some of the ideas that you can use to be a little bit more green, whether it be how you spend your money for flashlights and batteries, things like that, recycling cardboard and glass, just talking about just common things about using Energy Star and being more efficient. Over here we have a section called Fueling the Future. This one here I really enjoy because it talks about all different types of energy sources: propane, biodiesel, hydrogen, electricity, ethanol, natural gas, and gasoline. What you're looking here at the top is if you were to drive 10 miles on any of these energy sources, that's how large of that energy source that would be required inside of your vehicle. In addition to that, if you were to drive that particular energy source, it shows the cost and then its equivalent volume. On the bottom, it shows the benefits and drawbacks of that particular energy source. Again, noting that Fueling the Future is not one fuel that we're actually saying that is going to fuel the future. Again, the hybrid approach, a lot of these things have been discoveries that have been made, and we can leverage in the future to develop something that can be sustainable to lower that CO2 footprint. So what you can see here is on a full hybrid vehicle at startup or low speeds, the electric motor provides the power at low speeds. It's fine, it's smooth. The engine does not start, reducing the fuel consumption. As you see here, the engine is not actually being utilized at startup. So what happens is you've got a DC battery, or direct current, is being supplied to an inverter. It changes it from a DC current to an alternating current, and then it sends it to the motor. The electric motor then powers the actual drive wheels. So then you're just starting your vehicle up, and you're able to drive at low speeds just using the electric motor. Then after that, what happens is when you go to the cruising, it changes that. The gas or internal combustion engine can be cycled on, and then you're using a power split device, which is a planetary gear set that connects through the actual motor, and then you can drive in combination with your electric motors and the internal gas engine. So really dependent upon when that gas engine needs to be turned on, it's constantly being cycled on and off, allowing you to run or maximize the amount of time using just the electric batteries to power the vehicle. Then as you're accelerating up the hill, you can see that electric motor and gas engine combined power. The battery provides substantial additional power for smooth acceleration. When you've got a situation like this, you're actually charging the vehicle right now through the battery and the gas engine to actually drive you down the vehicle. I should say power you down the road. Under deceleration and braking, as you can see here, you're actually charging your battery back up. When he goes ahead and he hits the brakes through the braking system, you can see the bars are slowly rising back up. So again, you're recapturing that energy there through the braking system. You're actually going to charge your battery back up. Everything from lead acid batteries, nickel metal hydrate, which is currently inside of Toyota vehicles. It talks about the benefits and drawbacks of each one of those battery types. Again, going back to this being a mobile museum, it's really more about education, letting people come in here and experience that and learn about some of the different energy sources that are available to them. To find out the tour schedule, it's toyota.com/highway. We actually have our tour schedule. We have both the East Coast and West Coast teams going simultaneously right now. We visit everything from college campuses that we've been on. We also go to corporate campuses as well, and exhibitions and venues such as this one here at the California Green.